Back to another episode of This Week with Cheek. We are at the board today learning more about the Pythagorean theorem. So the other day we worked some really cool problems on a basketball backboard. But each one of those side links was a positive whole number. Today we're going to look at some examples where we do not get a positive whole number. So let's go ahead and give our right triangle some side links here. We're going to say this is 8 units and this leg is 3 units. So also remember the legs, important to know that, are always going to be adjacent to or beside the right angle. Okay? The hypotenuse is always going to be opposite, and that is what we are looking for right now. So I like to go ahead and write down the formula every time I work a Pythagorean theorem problem. So I'm going to write down a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And remember, a and b are representing our legs, which will always be our two shorter sides. The hypotenuse is representing our hypotenuse, or our longest side. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in these two numbers. These are our legs. It's going to give me 3 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. Next, I'm going to square each one of the side lengths, giving me 9 plus 64. I'm going to add 9 and 64 to get 73. And now I've got to solve for c. I need to know what c is. And if we remember, the opposite of squaring a number is taking the square root. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides. And here you can see this is not a perfect square. Okay? So the square root of 73 is not going to give us a positive whole number. Now, there's a couple of different ways in your assignment today you're going to be asked to express your answer. One is an exact. So if you see it, if the question says write an exact answer, they want you to leave it inside the square root. Okay, this is called radical form. Radical form. Now, they might also say round it or approximate to the nearest tenth. And if you do that, you can take your calculator or your phone and do the square root of 73. And if you do the square root of 73, that's going to give you 8.5. Of course, if you really want to have some fun, you can go back and approximate to the nearest tenth, looking at the perfect squares on either side of 73. But we'll save that for another video. The square root of 73 is approximately, two little squigglies here, 8.5. So this would be in radical form as an exact answer, or you can approximate to the nearest tenth. Now, I'm going to take you over and show you in another situation how you can apply this in the real world. Okay? We've all got smart TVs. You're looking at a smart TV right now. Sort of. It's got a Roku stick in the back. But smart TV. And so I'm not sure if you know this or not, but they measure TVs according to the diagonal, the hypotenuse. So I'm going to take my tape measure, and I'm going to measure on the inside of the frame here. So this is going to be one leg here, and I get 20 inches. Okay, that gives me 20 inches. So that's one leg, and then my other leg is right at 35 inches. So again, we've got this right triangle here, or in this case, a TV. Okay, and so I've got 20 inches, and I've got 35, and I'm trying to determine that diagonal right there. That is the way they describe the size of the TV. And so I'm going to take a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Square these side lengths here. This is going to give me 400 plus 1225 equals c squared. Add those two together. And then our final step, again, is to take the square root of both sides. That will give you approximately 40.3. And this TV described in the store is a 40-inch TV. So next time you buy a smart TV or next time you're watching TV, just know that if it's a 40-inch or a 55-inch or a 60, whatever it is, that is the diagonal of the TV. Now, you may be thinking, wow, Coach Cheek grew some hair while he's been out on the distance learning break, Corona break. No, this is not my real hair. It is sad to say. I wish I could grow hair. I have attempted to grow some hair. This is about as high as it's getting right now. Not yet ready for the comb. I've still got quite a big circle in the back of my head. You can see here, so not growing as much hair as I would like to. But I do have some new kicks. Wanted to show off. Little vipery teal here going on. Gonna throw a poll up on It's Learning today. Check that out. Tell me if you like my shoes. Can't wait to see you next time. Thanks for joining me.